Today, we're talking about how to hire an appointment setter to call your database to pass your business. That's today's lesson. You're killing it. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You've reconnected with your database. You're sending stuff out. You're making videos. You're sending out direct offers to your list. You're generating leads. Things are going pretty well. You got the marketing going on. But all that's useless, completely useless, unless someone's calling the interested to get them onto an appointment, right? Whether it's you or someone else. But ultimately, you have to call and talk to these people and filter it down even further to like a conversation with you. Now, you could be your own calling assistant as that in between like marketing and sales. And in the industry, they generally call them inbound or inside sales assistants, ISAs, right? And I want to talk to you today basically about hiring an ISA, but really kind of with the emphasis of calling your existing database, not just kind of working cold leads that come in from the internet, even though you could have them do that. And it's very simple to train someone to do it. You have to have a list or lists ready to go. I'm talking name, phone number, maybe even address, email address, and how you got the name in the first place. At Viral Marketing, we send out a video to your database every 2 weeks, as well as some other messages from time to time. Well, inside our Emma email marketing account, I can track who actually opens them, let alone who clicks them, let alone what links they click. I think it makes sense to call those people, but that's definitely a list. Next list, upcoming closings. Not closings that happened, but upcoming closings. You've got to have a process in place, and probably it needs to be like someone that owns it, of asking for reviews like a couple days before they close. If you ask after they close, they're not going to do it because they're moving. Here's another list. We talked about this earlier in class about having your top 150 or so relationships. Every professional, I would argue everybody in this planet should have a list of the 150 most important people in their lives, at least professionally, that would refer you or do business with you. They should be getting called. They should be calling your sphere. That's a list. We should have that ready to go. Don't worry about the message. Just understand that there should be name, address, phone number, contact information, details about them ready to go. The next one, if you guys are using a fancy schmancy CRM, it probably has some type of home search tool that when people go back to the website or looking at properties or logging in to like buy a home, you're getting notifications or it's scoring them on the back end. Well, these are active buyers, right? I mean, we should probably give them a call. I would consider these people active people on your website. Next on the list is past clients. Who are all the people that paid you? All right, next list. Overdue follow-up tasks on leads. And this is for those of you kind of running a little bit larger business, or maybe it's yourself and you have time. But you're probably following up with people, call this person 6 months out, call this person 3 months out. And then the kind of like you get busy in the summer and then like all these follow-up dates come due that like, are they really interested in selling? I don't know, but they said, call me in a year. So you cut in half at 6 months. You're starting to get like overdue follow-up dates in your CRM, and someone should probably reach out to them. That's another good list they can call. And then finally, at the end of the day, when you have nothing, you pick up the phone and maybe you can hire somebody, and this does work, right? To pick a home that just sold and call the neighbors and tell them Sally's home down the street, who you may know just sold for X. Are you curious to know what your home would sell for? I can get you on the phone with an agent that can tell you. So what I want to show you here is you can't hire somebody to make calls unless they have a list and you have a reason to call them. Everyone starts with point number 12, like actually hiring someone. That's the last thing you do. The last thing you do is actually hire someone. The first thing you do is go through points 1 through 11 with me. You're going to want to give your calling assistant some way to get phone numbers if the phone number doesn't work or it's missing, which is probably the case for a lot of those lists. There's a whole bunch of services out there. The two that we use that I like and works just great for us and no reason why I'm making money on them. Spokio. It's like $38, $48 a month for the premium version. We go there first. And then if Spokio doesn't get us what we need, then we go to skipgenie.com. And you need to probably give them some software that you're going to have to pay for, where they could put in the person's name and the information and try to maybe hunt down maybe the best phone number to reach them. Now, the next thing you need to have is don't get yourself sued, or at least have a defense for yourself. So I recommend first and foremost is you are required by law when someone's making phone calls is to have written procedures. They need to be written down. So Google them. They're pretty dime a dozen to find online. And just have an attorney, pay them $100, not a big deal, to like double check my written procedures, because if you get sued or a demand letter comes in, they're going to say they're going to want those. And then you need to train your hire on them. Then you also need to have a consumer do not call policy, give the consumer. So any consumer in America is allowed to say, send me a copy of a do not call policy. This is not your written procedures, but your policy, you need to have those things too. So those are 3 things you need to have in place. I'm not an attorney, so don't ask. but you need to go and understand that stuff exists. So once you have the DNC compliance training set up, now you have to get them a CRM license. They're not going to make their calls out of a spreadsheet. No. All right. They're going to make the calls inside your current CRM, which would be ideal. So whatever CRM you're using, you would give them a license in to use it. All right. And they're either going to put these lists in there and tag them or add them to a list, however your CRM works.